Gemini, to my temple, to the temple of tarot, astrology, and yoga. This is a channel that delves both into astrology and the tarot every month for every sign. So this is now relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Gemini. Well, Gemini, what I try to do is I try to correlate this astrological forecast with the tarot reading that will follow. So you need to watch both. May, by the way, happy birthday, Gemini. May is a complex month because both Mars and Venus are changing signs mid-month. This means that Mars will be in two different signs and therefore two different houses, and Venus the same. Mars is in Aries in the beginning of the month, and then it transits into Taurus. Aries is your 11th house of friendships, group activities, of social advancement and hopes and dreams. And with Mars here, Mars represents the energy of, you want to think of it as like a funnel of water through a pipe. It's concentrated in Aries, and then it's released and spreads out after it leaves that pipe. So for the first half of the month, being in Aries, it's very concentrated. And so you will be driven to either change your social circle that you travel in, or to engage that friendship circle towards your goals and your professional ambitions. At the same time that Mars is in your 11th house, we've got Venus in Gemini, your sign, meaning it's in the first house of self. So not only are you social, but you have the magnetic charm, diplomatic grace, style, and social aplomb to magnetize towards you exactly the kind of social groups or friendships that could help you advance professionally and, of course, within your social dynamic as well. You may also be magnetizing romantic interests, maybe from a friendship group. That friendship might be graduating into a more romantic connection. Now, at the end of the month, or the second half of the month, Mars moves into the 12th house of Taurus. The 12th house is the house of subliminal exploration, subterranean voyaging, shall we say, voyaging into the deeper aspects of yourself. And Venus has just moved out of the position of self. So you're already quite a charismatic character. And by the second half of the month, you use that charm and charisma and deep introspection to analyze your financial resources, to analyze, to balance Venus in the second, but also perhaps to glorify yourself. That is, sartorially, that is, maybe you want to change your appearance, your look. So it's more in line with this feeling of confidence and self-acceptance that comes from Mars in the 12th and Venus in the 1st, the previous few weeks. So there's extra energy being given to your finances, investments, maybe even taking some time out, resting, and within the confines of your own sanctuary to right wrongs within your financial world. This can also mean financial advancement, increase, abundance. And that might be why you are taking to more quiet time within your sanctuary, because there's almost been overstimulation as you either explore the outer world professionally or through various social connections, but also because self-care was the theme in the first 2 weeks. And that self-care may have led you to deeper revelations about you needing rest, you needing to separate yourself from the fury of the competitive fury of the first 2 weeks of May. So you may take a vacation, or you may just simply retreat into your own sanctuary, self-made sanctuary. So that is the astrological backdrop or foundation to the tarot forecast that's coming up now. And before we go to that, I just wanted to mention that I've been reading tarot for 45 years. I'm 74 now. I was 74 March 1st. And I've had this channel for a very long time. I refuse to be monetized. I've tried it a few times, and the level of advertisements that they choose to put either before, after, or in the middle of my readings is just unbearable to me. The lowest taste in commercials I think I've ever seen. And I think that's deliberate. So instead of monetizing, and that's also, I think, why I still remain rather obscure. Instead of monetizing, I'm asking you to help support the channel, either by buying a reading from me, a personal private reading, or by direct donations. I very much appreciate your help, so that I can keep this channel totally free of commercials and free to you. So thank you very much for being here, and now please wait for the tarot forecast coming up now. Namaste and aloha. Welcome, Gemini, to your tarot forecast for May 2026. Again, this forecast is relevant to you if your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign is Gemini. Well, Gemini, this is your season, your birth season, where we move in May, from mid-May to the end of May, from fixed position to a mutable position. You're a mutable sign, mutable air. Mutable means to mutate, to change. So Gemini has this reputation of being like two twins. Maybe in the morning you're one twin, and in the evening you're another. It makes you very mercurial, very adaptable, and witty, and mentally agile. That's what that mutable sign means. We had a little wind gust right there. Did you feel that? All right, so with that, this is a 4-card spread, and the first card will represent the overall mood or energy of the month for you, Gemini. We've got a Swords card, an air card, like you. And this is very much like a Gemini. Swift moving, fast thinking, always on the move, always capable of rich, energetic experiences. The Knight of Swords. He's the fastest moving knight. So you will experience perhaps a rapid breakthrough intellectually, or just your mind will be very sharp, logical, but this may be accompanied by impatience. Now, when Mars moves from the 11th to the 12th house, you move from networking and socializing, even perhaps working on social causes with intense zeal, into a period of more spiritual withdrawal. So you may be leading groups, fighting for some collective cause, this energy may be in stark contrast. The 11th and the 12th are in stark contrast to each other. So there's a definite divide right in the middle of the month, where the first half of the month you might be very competitive, very social, very outgoing, and the second half you retreat, you meditate, you withdraw. But I see you having some very maybe wild and energetic, even controversial conversations or exchanges of ideas. It's very important that you don't let that graduate into conflict or anger, which it could easily do. So when Venus enters your second house, not only are you interested in your finances, but it's a time where you bring loving attention to your financial condition. Or you just simply buy, say, expensive technology, or beautiful items to wear, to adorn yourself. But more likely buying high-priced technology. The caution here is not to speak without thinking, not to rush too quickly into anything without thinking it through. That is the overall energy of the month for you, Gemini. So let's move on to the position of the specific challenge, and we have a earth challenge, a material challenge, probably speaking to Venus moving into your second house, the second half of the month. When we see the Ace of Pentacles, aces represent new beginnings. That pentacle represents money or material things, the beginning of new material investments, endeavors, trying to build something from the bottom up. So in the position of the challenge, this means a reluctance to take the first practical step towards your goal. Either because you fear that you won't be able to do it, that it won't work, or through procrastination, just putting it off, keep putting it off. Or you're trying to build something without the necessary foundation being erected first. So there's a lack of stability and there's nothing to build on. So maybe you're just afraid or unable to recognize a good financial opportunity that's being offered to you. So this is managed energy or mismanaged energy. It's up to you. Maybe you're distracted by all the social goings on, and you can't see the opportunity that is being offered to you. Don't let this very magnetic period of charm and personal magnetism be just about enjoying your leisure or just enjoyment or pleasure for its own sake. The Ace of Pentacles says that you need to use this energy to kickstart a new project or maybe a practical solution to your material concerns. You have to move past the dreaming phase of a project or an idea or a concept to then take concrete, grounded action. That is what's challenging you this month. Moving on to the position of the unexpected. We have yet another Earth card. We've got 2 Earth cards. And of course, we have Mars moving in to your 12th house, which is governed by an Earth sign, Taurus. So, the 8 of Pentacles shows an apprentice mastering his craft. What is the message here? The message is that your consistent efforts will pay off unexpectedly. All these shifts, be this an inner shift or an outer shift, aligns in such a way that you feel your own worth. You know what you're worth. And you are successfully building something. Maybe a new skill, a solid financial foundation. Again, this is an Earth card. And we have Mars in the 12th, in an Earth sign. You're creating a more refined version of yourself, which may lead to more earning power or a higher level of expertise within your field. So you're crafting your own self-worth. And it seems this alone time offered by the transit of Mars through Taurus, this time of private introspection, helps you to work on your own private projects, perhaps financial private projects. So you're successfully bridging your private and social life through this card unexpectedly. And though you're working hard, your work begins to pay dividends, to bear fruit. And it's a kind of work that's pleasant for you, even though it takes a lot of your time and energy. So you may have more money for given to you for your skills, for your know-how, for your knowledge. Or you have more money to invest in your skills, in some form of self-mastery. And this is a beautiful example of how you can use these dual energies of Mars in the 11th and in the 12th, allowing you to focus and to concentrate on practical things, while in the beginning of the month you were a sort of social butterfly. So this is the unexpected aspect of the month, the Eight of Pentacles. Now let's see how this all ends. It ends with a major arcana ending, and that is really the only major arcana card we have in the spread, and so it ends on a high note. It ends with strength. So, by the end of the month, Mars in the 12th, you're going to find quiet reserves of emotional endurance. Exactly when you expected to be overwhelmed by all the intense social energy all around you. So this is soft power that aligns all the potentials of the fast-moving energy that needs somehow to be controlled. While you're experiencing these high levels of competitive energy, which may degenerate sometimes in conflicts or disagreements with friends or groups, you are also driven to achieve bigger personal goals that supersede the competitive environment. And that's why you retreat into yourself. So the month ends with composure, grace under fire, diplomatic patience. It started with impatience. The Knight of Swords was very impatient, wants it right now. So now you end in this, again, diplomatic patience, turning enemies to friends, cultivating your inner fortitude. So soft power over force. Compassion will be your shield. This is resilience and peace and harmony. And that is your forecast for May 2026. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. And I'm working diligently on my new project in which I will bring you my view on why tropical astrology is the truth about life, and the truth about who we are and where we are. So look forward to that. Please subscribe, share, like, and donate if you can. I need your help. I'm not ashamed to say. I would like to keep the channel totally free of advertising and the scrutiny of the overseers, and to deliver messages of love, joy, and peace. All my love. See you next month, and happy birthday again.